Welcome to another show of SafeBet, where you can maximize your profits and your money. My name is D, and I'm here to help you do just exactly that. Week 13 of the NFL, let's go ahead and get it started. First game, Detroit at Chicago. Chicago -3. I'm looking at Chicago right here because of their defense, and I think Detroit is just reeling. They have not been playing good ball over the past few weeks. I mean, they just been getting decimated. Even though Chicago has Trubisky starting at quarterback again, they still haven't been playing up. They've been playing okay, but not up to par like I think. But I think they got a little bit more edge on the Detroit line. So I'm going to take that -3 in Chicago. Next game up is going to be Cincinnati at Miami. I like Miami right here. Simple fact, because I think they have a little bit more defense, even though Cincinnati showed a little promise last week. I just think that that game was so yeah, I'm gonna have to take Miami in that -11, even though it's kind of steep, but I think Miami can pull it off at the end with Fitzmagic in the back. So yeah, look out for that, Miami. Next game up will be Indianapolis and Houston. Houston has been decimated with suspensions and injuries. They lost their top receiver. Indy has been reeling lately, and they've been really trending backwards. They had a horrible game last week against Tennessee, but here's a fun fact about Houston and Deshaun Watson. In his last 6 games, he has 15 TDs and no interceptions. So that's kind of good right there. But he's out. He's without his top receiver, and they're without the starting cornerback. So Phillip Rivers might have a field day. But on that game right there, being that Houston's at home and this is a division game, I'm going to have to take the Texans +3.5. Yes, because I have to roll with the hot hand. And right now, Deshaun Watson is the hot hand. Next game, we got Minnesota and Jacksonville. I think that Minnesota would get the job done at home. Jacksonville is kind of a mess. Even though Mike Glennon had a pretty good game last week, I still think they don't have enough to match the firepower with Minnesota. Plus, Minnesota's getting Adam Thielen back. He was out last week. So, yeah, I'm going to have to ride with that Minnesota at -10 at the house. Next game, Las Vegas and the Jets. Hey, I'm going to give you guys a fun fact about that game. So last year, Oakland went into New York, and they absolutely got obliterated, 34-3, kind of like they did last week against Atlanta. And I think that Oakland is kind of trending backwards. I don't know why, but these past few weeks, ever since that Kansas City game, they've been kind of going to the back. So with that being said, I think I'm going to go on ahead and take that 8.5 in the Jets at home. I think the Jets keep it close. If not, they keep it within range to cover the 8.5 at least. That's the least part in it. And it was last week was Sam Darnold's first game getting back after being absent for a while. But I think he's probably finds his groove right here because the Vegas secondary isn't all what it's cracked up to be. And the Jets have a little bit more defense than you think. So, yeah, that's going to be my game right there. I like the Jets in +8.5. We got the next game. We got the New Orleans Saints at Atlanta. I like the Saints in this one. I like the Saints to go for the sweep. What's that? I'm sorry. That spread is going to be -3. Yeah, -3 New Orleans. So, yeah, I think I'm going to go ride with New Orleans. I think they go into Atlanta and take care of business like they did the last time. Matt Ryan is okay, but I don't trust him. I don't trust him. One game he looks good, and the next 7 he looks horrible. So I'm going to ride with New Orleans, and I like what they're doing over there with Taysom Hill. He's pretty much a dual-threat quarterback. He can run and he can throw. And with that being said, you don't know what's going to happen. So, but on that one, I like the New Orleans over the Atlanta Falcons in that game. Next game, Cleveland at Tennessee. I like Tennessee. I think Tennessee is trending in the right direction. They're picking up what they did last year in the later part of the season. It looks like they're getting strong. And in December ball, so I'm gonna ride with Tennessee. I don't like Cleveland, even though they're getting Myles Garrett back. I don't think that's gonna be enough. I think Tennessee is gonna probably just manhandle them like they did last year because they're pretty familiar. That first game of the season last year, Tennessee just absolutely dismantled Cleveland. And I'm thinking the same thing is going to happen with Tennessee being at home this time. And they're -5.5 favorites. So, yeah, I'm going to take that -5.5 in Tennessee and roll with them. I think they're overall just a completely better team than the Browns. Next game, we got the Giants in Seattle. Two division leaders. Yeah, two division leaders in that. And the Giants, Daniel Jones went down last week with his hamstring, so it looked like he's unlikely to play. Seattle -10. I think I like that -10 with Seattle at home because I don't think the Giants can put up enough points with backup Colt McCoy and just keep up with the pace of Seattle. And Seattle's defense is trending right now. I mean, they played good ball versus the Giants last week. Versus Philly last week. And I just think they're trending in an upward direction. Like I say, I don't think that the Giants can match the points versus Seattle, especially not at home. Even though the crowd's not going to be there, but I still like Seattle in that one. Moving on to the LA Rams and the Arizona Cardinals. This is going to be a division game right here. Good matchup. Both of them had some pretty off weeks last week. Kyler Murray, he wasn't looking the same. I think, I don't know if it's his shoulder or some kind of injury he has, but he's not looking 100% healthy. And I know that Aaron Donald will be trying to get after him, and I like the Rams secondary on this one as well. So I'm going to go ahead and take that Rams -3, even though they're playing a division foe in Arizona. I like Arizona, but like I said, I don't think that Kyler Murray is 100%, so I have to ride with the latter. And I think this is a bounce-back game for the Rams. Next game, we got Philly at Green Bay. Now, this might surprise a lot of you right here. I know last week I was going in on Carson Wentz when they played Seattle last week, but I think the Eagles they were missing a few key parts of their offense, and they're getting those parts back. Zach Ertz and Alshon Jeffrey's first game in a while. He's getting back out there. So I think Carson Wentz is going to have a little bit more comfortability in the pocket. And even just throwing, if it's a jump ball, I think he's going to have a little bit more edge than what people think. So this week right here is a bounce back game for the Eagles. And the line is at -8.5 Green Bay. So I'm going to take that +8.5 in Philly. Yes, I'm going to ride with Philly. For the simple fact, like I say, I think this is a bounce back game for those guys. And like I say, they're getting a few key players back on offense with the help Wentz. And Philly's defense isn't too bad, you know. But I think they have just enough to keep up with the pace of to hold Aaron Rodgers steady at a point, especially the secondary. So I'm going to ride with Philly on that one with the +8.5. Next game, we got the New England Patriots at the LA Chargers. This is going to be I think this is going to be a good game right here. I like Belichick, and I like Belichick versus the rookie quarterback, so to speak. I think Belichick will draw a game plan that fits and limits Justin Herbert in that pocket. And besides that, the last 5 matchups, New England has absolutely decimated the Chargers. So I'm going to go with the trendy here, and I'm going to take that it's a pick now. It started off as -1.5 Chargers, so now it's a pick. So I'm going to take New England on that game as well. Next game, Denver at Kansas City, another division game. Denver is getting their quarterback back, Drew Lock. They're having a separation between him and Blake Bortles, just so it wouldn't be a mix-up with the COVID thing or whatnot. But they're getting their quarterback back, Drew Lock. That line started at -13, now it's -14. And I just don't think Denver still has enough to keep up with the offense of Kansas City. And I think Kansas City is reeling off of last week from that win in Tampa Bay. And I think they're going to go out here and put a stamp on it and let the NFL know that, hey, guys, we're still the champs and we are going to come through. So I'm going to take that -14 in Kansas City. Next game, we got Buffalo at San Francisco, which that game will be played in Arizona because San Francisco cannot play any more home games, I don't think, for at least a couple more weeks in San Francisco. So we're going to take that Buffalo. I'm going to take that Buffalo. It started off with Buffalo -2.5. Now it's a pick, rather. Some picks and some -1 San Francisco. And even though San Francisco got a few of their key players back last week and they're healthy, I think Buffalo still ultimately can muscle their way. And they're familiar with Arizona, that stadium. I know they don't want to see another Hail Mary, and I don't think it's going to go like that because the last time they were in Arizona, they actually played really good until that last play of the game. So I'm going to take Buffalo on that, and I just think Buffalo is the much better team, especially San Francisco playing with a backup. I like Buffalo's defense just to edge them out in that one. Next one, we have Washington and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh -7.5, some -8. I like that 7.5 with Washington, and I'm going to tell you why. Pittsburgh last game versus Baltimore, Bud Dupree went down with an injury, and that's kind of crucial because him and TJ Watt, they're a good tandem, and I think they complement each other on that pass rush. And if one don't get you, then the other one will. And so with that being said, with Bud Dupree being out, I'm going to take that Washington and 7.5. I think that's a good bet. I think that's a real good bet. And the final game of Week 13 will be Dallas at Baltimore. And as you can see, I'm wearing the Cowboys, and I like the Cowboys in this one to at least keep it close within that 7-point range. Reason being because it looked like Baltimore's trending backwards for some reason, and they've been saying it for the past few games that the NFL might have figured Baltimore out. So I like Dallas in this matchup right here, and I think that it complements the Dallas run game, complements their offense. So I think they're trending kind of upwards in this game right here. Week 13 buys will be the Carolina Panthers and the Tampa Bay Bucks. They're off, the only two teams that are off. But look at the picks that I gave, and you can analyze them for yourself. You can either take them or you don't, but I prefer that you look into them and just see, because these might be the ones that get you over the edge. Week 13, we only have a few more weeks in the NFL, and I think we're trending in the right direction towards next year. But be sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below. This is D, Safe Bets. Till next time.